Everyone wants to know if Opt is viable in Modern, so let's test it out in a deck that operates at instant speed, and that deck is Blue-Red Through the Breach. And the coolest part about this deck is that almost every single card here is an instant, minus Emrakul. And that's good for us because a lot of times when people play control decks, they'll wait for the control player to tap out and then play the cards, but with this deck, we never tap out on our turn, we always tap out at the end of our opponent's turn, so that works heavily in our favor. And having Opt in the deck as opposed to Serum Visions makes the card Spell Snare that much better, because a lot of times with Serum Visions, we'd play it turn 1 as a sorcery and tap out, which means that Spell Snare on turn 1 isn't really possible. So if your opponent's on the play and goes to your turn, you can either play Serum Visions or you can save it for Spell Snare, and that makes Spell Snare not that great. But with Opt, you can keep the mana open, and if your opponent tries to play something that costs 2, you can Spell Snare it, but if not, you can just use Opt. So that's probably the best advantage of having Opt in this deck as opposed to Serum Visions. The downside is that you can't dig as deep as Serum Visions, but I feel like in a deck like this, the instant speed makes up for it. So we have 4 Opts, 3 Spell Snares, and the remainder of the deck operates like a typical blue-red control deck. So we have our 4 Remands, our 4 Snapcasters, our 2 Vendilions, 3 Cryptics, 4 Lightning Bolts, only 1 Electrolyze though, and instead of the usual 2, I threw in a Kozilek's Return. I like it because it board wipes a lot of decks and it's an instant, so that's why it's there. Then the 2 usual is Zet Charms. It's pretty flexible, it can deal 2 damage to a creature, it can counter non-creature spells, and the best part is Blast ability where you can draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, and that helps when you're trying to pull off the Through the Breach Emrakul combo. So we have 4 Through the Breach cards and 4 Emrakuls. Now this combo's seen a bit of success lately, but to be completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of this combo. I think having 8 cards devoted to a combo is just a little bit excessive, especially when the combo goes off turn 5, so there's going to be a lot of matchups against aggro where the combo never really happens, or maybe it's in our hand, but it never happens because we don't get to turn 5. Like, getting a turn 5 is pretty ridiculous. And then there's times where we get to turn 5, but we don't have the combo. Maybe we have Through the Breach, but not the Emrakul. Maybe we have Emrakul, but not Through the Breach. And so there's a lot of things that can go wrong. I'm honestly more of a fan of the traditional Blue Moon decks where it finishes with like Pia and Kier Nalaar or Batterskull. I think that's a lot more realistic than the whole Emrakul Through the Breach combo, but it is a pretty cool deck being able to drop Emrakul turn 5. Moving on to sideboard, we have 2 Ceremonious Rejections. It works well against Tron decks and against Affinity decks. We also have 3 Dispels. Works well against Burn, but also after game 1, our opponent likely will bring in counter if they're in blue to stop the Through the Breach combo, and having Dispel to stop that works out pretty well. Also 1 Negate, nothing really special about that. Vandal Blast for artifacts. We also have Roast to stop chunky creatures. I really don't like this card that much. I use it sparingly, but sometimes when we play against decks with Tarmogoyf, it's nice to have something to take it out. We also have 3 Blood Moons. It works well on our deck, and it stops a lot of decks out there. Some people would play it main deck, but I prefer to have it sideboard, so we have 3 in the sideboard. We also have 3 Anger of the Gods in addition to Kozilek's Return. Really good card to board wipe your opponent. And lastly, we have a single Engineered Explosives. Stops things like Lantern Control, and it's also good against aggressive decks that have creatures that cost 1, which is nice because our worst matchups will be against aggro decks, because getting to turn 5 is pretty rough. But now we're ready to test it out. I'm really excited to see Opt, and as always, if you want to see more content like this, you can let me know by subscribing, you can let me know by commenting in the comments, because I'm always trying to figure out what my audience wants. But enough talk, let's get to the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy it. Opening hand's a bit land heavy, but we do have a charm, so we could discard if you wanted to, so we will keep. And it looks like we're up against Tron. Opponent drops a second land, no plays from them. We'll drop in a Steam Vent and go back to our turn. Pass turn back to them. Opponent drops a Seagate Wreckage. I guess they're waiting for us to tap out, but since we are all instants, we're not going to tap out, so I think things are looking good for us. We'll drop in the Scalding Tarn, and then at the end of our opponent's turn, if they don't play anything, we'll drop in the Click and go from there. Expedition map, and they search right away. All right, now Tron lands are online. We will use the Vendilion Click, see what's in their hand. Oh boy. Next turn they'll have 9 mana. Oh boy. So they can drop both of these, and then turn later they can drop this. This is pretty rough. We gotta close things out quickly. I guess we'll take the Thought-Knot Seer and hope we can draw Emrakul soon, but yeah, this is gonna be a tight one. Opponent drops Dismember. Wow, we pulled Cryptic. That's pretty convenient. So we'll pass turn back to our opponent. Opponent drops Thought-Knot Seer. We will use Cryptic on it. Draw another Through the Breach. Okay. And opponent drops Reality Smasher, so we'll have to take 5. Okay, no Emrakul. And we can't snap back Cryptic just yet. We're 1 turn away from that. So let's keep our lands on tap and then use this on our opponent's turn. Opponent swings for 5, drops a Relic. Okay, let's try and do a Zet Charm right now. Draw and discard. Ooh, that's good. And we'll get rid of a Mountain and Through the Breach. Opponent fires it off. Uh-oh, and there's Karn. But I think we can still win. If we drop Snapcaster Mage on our opponent's turn now and then do Emrakul next turn, that is enough to deal 16 damage. I guess we'll try and do Opt right now to see what we pull. Lighthouse, no. Bottom, pull Snapcaster, okay. Oh no, I did not expect that. I thought we'd get rid of something in our hand. Oh crap. Oh no. Alright, well we'll drop in Snapcaster, but oh, did not expect that. Oh, we should have kept that land on top. Oh boy. Now we're 1 land short. If we don't pull a land here, oh my gosh. Alright, that was a big misplay on my part, but in the end, we still win. So, oh man, I lucked out there. Oh boy. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think he'd get rid of one of our lands. I thought he would just get rid of a card in our hand. So, all right, that was pretty lucky. But let's go to game 2. Hopefully we win without so much luck next time. Going in game 2, I'm gonna get rid of 1 Kozilek's Return, 1 Electrolyze, 3 Spell Snares, 1 Lightning Bolt, put in 3 Blood Moons, 2 Ceremonious Rejections, and 1 Negate. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, I like the Ops, but 1 land isn't gonna cut it, so we are gonna mull. Much better. So we'll keep it, put this on the bottom, and as long as we can drop Blood Moon, we're good. All right, put down Polluted Delta, set up for Opt, pass turn back to our opponent. Opponent drops Ghost Quarter, fetches, and at the end of our opponent's turn, let's use Opt, land on top, put that on the bottom, draw into another Opt. All right, sure. Lightning Bolt, okay. Drop in Sulfur Falls and pass the turn back. Another Expedition map. Opponent activates it and passes back, and then we will use Opt, Snapcaster, keep that on top. Cool. Man, that's such a cool card. And back to our turn, what do we draw? Lightning Bolt, and then we will drop in Blood Moon. I would have liked to have had one more island, but well, at least we get this offline. Grafdigger's Cage, so it kind of makes Snapcaster useless. Speaking of useless, we don't have lands for that. Drop in Steam Vent's tap, pass back to our opponent. Opponent drops Walking Ballista, we can use Lightning Bolt on it. Lightning Bolt it, and then at the, oh wait, they could have used the 1/1 counters to hit us, but I guess they didn't. So, oh well. And we'll drop in Snapcaster to get some damage in, and go back to our turn. Another Steam Vents, we'll swing in for 2, pass back to our opponent. We draw another land, and we can't fetch with it, so we'll swing in for 2, pass the turn back. Might take a while. Uh-oh, Karn. That blows. And he exiles Blood Moon. Well, in response, we'll Lightning Bolt, redirecting at Karn. And now that our lands are back online, we can drop in Vendilion Clique, see what's in his hand. Aw, shit. Well, we gotta take the Ulamog, right? Then we can save Cryptic for Karn. Pull it through the breach. Alright, swing in for 5, and pass the turn back. Oh boy. Well, we kind of have to counter it, right? He's gonna take the Cryptic and drop Karn. So we'll counter it, draw a card, and opponent drops Karn, exiling Vendilion Clique. Sure. Pull a land. Ouch. I guess we'll swing at Karn, swing for 2. I guess we could use through the breach with Snapcaster to kill Karn this turn, but that seems so silly. Forces exile, we'll get rid of the land, and opponent drops Chalice for 5. Sure. And I guess we might as well use Desolate Lighthouse while this is on the stack. Oh boy, another through the breach. Alright, get rid of through the breach, and a Walking Ballista. Okay. I guess we just drop in Snapcaster, but Ballista, this Ballista can get pretty big. That's not good. Let's go ahead and use this now. See what our options are. Not good. Swing for, oh man. Swing at Karn, but Karn takes 4. Back on our opponent's turn. They can kill both of these guys with the Ballista. Makes into a 4/4. I think we're going to game 3. Yeah. There goes both Snapcasters. Kills the Lighthouse. Pull an Op. Might as well fire it now. Bottom that. Nope, we're going to game 3. Going to game 3, I'm gonna get rid of 2 more Lightning Bolts and put in 1 Engineered Explosives and 1 Vandablast for the Chalices and for the Grafdigger's Cage. And with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand, 2 Blood Moons and Opt. I think that looks pretty good. We'll keep it. The only issue is lands, because we kind of have to fetch for basics for the Blood Moons, but we only have so far 1 land that can produce colored mana. So I guess we're gonna have to fetch for Steam Vent just to be safe. Pull Opt, Snapcaster. Nope, not a land. Another Opt, not to land either. Pass the turn back. Matter Reshaper, we will remand that. Yes, there's a land. And then we'll go ahead and drop in Blood Moon. Pass the turn back. Mind Stone, and we pull it through the breach. Able to use Izzet Charm on our opponent's turn. Try to get the Emrakul as soon as possible. Probably go that route. Put in Steam Vents, tap, pass the turn back. Matter Reshaper, sure. And then we'll do Izzet Charm, try and hit Emrakul. 2 lands, no. Get rid of a Cryptic and 1 land. Another land. So we'll drop that in and get ready for an Opt on our opponent's turn. Pass the turn back. Opponent swings for 3, no blocks. Expedition map. And end of our opponent's turn, let's use Opt. Oh boy, on top. Opt is so good. It's so good. And here comes big boy. Opponent fetches, draws a card. They're not dead just yet, but they're gonna have to sacrifice 6 permanents. There goes all 6. And I don't think they're gonna come back from that, but you never know. We'll drop in Blood Moon, and then on our opponent's turn, we will drop in Snapcaster, and that should be enough to finish him off before he gets reset up. So pass the turn back. I guess he could pull a Walking Ballista, but there's, oh boy. Do we get rid of, do we drop in Snapcaster? I guess we could drop in Snapcaster, just force them to use it on it. There's another Snapcaster. We'll swing in for 2. Opponent blocks, it's fine. We got another one. Pass the turn back. Opponent drops land, pass the turn back to us. We'll drop in Snapcaster, and they dismember it to go down to 1. We have an Opt. We'll save it for our opponent's turn. Opponent pass turn back to us. We'll use Opt through the breach. No. Bottom of that. Another Snapcaster, but we don't have the land for it, so we'll have to wait to our opponent's turn or back to our turn. And another Snapcaster. Okay, pass turn back to our opponent. Opponent drops a Reality Smasher, sure. Swings for 5, we take 5, we drop in Snapcaster, that should do it. And they concede. Awesome. Alright, I think Opt works really, really well. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be this good. I mean, I feel like it's pretty good. Like, you don't get to go as deep into your deck, but in a deck like this where everything's instant speed, it helps out so much compared to Seaman Visions. So I could see Opt sticking around in Modern, especially in decks like this that operate at instant speed. Maybe not in like combo decks like Ad Nauseam, but I think it's pretty good. Anyways, let's keep going with this deck, but we're off to a good start. start, and I'm pretty satisfied with the first result, so let's keep going. Opening hand, I like the Remand, but Emrakul and 4 lands isn't going to cut it, so we're going to mull. And this looks pretty good. We will keep this. Emrakul on the... Emrakul on the bottom. It's going to be a while till we hit through the breach and stuff. Alright, 3 lands now. We'll drop Polluted Delta and pass turn back. Ooh, looks like it's Grixis, Death Shadow. Opponent drops Thoughtseize, sure. Opponent take the Remand, and then we will do Opt. Lands on top, nope, put that on the bottom. And we still hit a land, okay. Vendilion, Alright, at least we have Spell Snare, but there's not really that much stuff that costs 2 in Grixis Death Shadow, but I don't know. Opponent drops a Death Shadow, sure. Could try and use Kozilek's Return. Well, let's see. Do we fire it now? I guess we'll wait till our opponent's turn. Pass the turn back. Oh yeah, ooh, shit. Forgot they could put lands in. Uh-oh. Well, they probably had counter anyway? I don't know. Yeah, I realized as soon as I passed the turn, I was like, oh shit, I should have dropped Kozilek's on our turn. Opponent drops another Death Shadow. And I just realized we should have dropped Vendilion Clique. Alright, that was a really bad turn on my part, but that's what happens when you play at 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, but it happens, right? Like, I can't be the only player that makes dumb mistakes all the time, but it seems like it's happening quite a bit lately. Might as well use Vendilion Clique now. Let's see what's in their hand. Lightning Bolt, Snapcaster, ooh. I think no matter what we take, we're in trouble because he can, if we take the Lightning Bolt, either way he can find a way to kill this guy. He can use Terminate on this if we take the Lightning Bolt. So I guess we take nothing there. And opponent does use Terminate. Alright. Yeah, I think we lost this one. Let's go to game 2. That was pretty bad on my part, but I think we would have lost either way. It's a pretty tough matchup. Going into game 2, I'm going to get rid of 4 Remands, 1 Electrolyze, 1 Kozilek's Return, 2 Spell Snares, and put in 1 Engineered Explosives, 3 Blood Moons, 3 Dispels, and 1 Negate. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, I think it's pretty good. We got 2 Ops. Yeah, we'll keep it. Will we get hit by Thoughtseize or Inquisition? Yep. And opponent takes the Snapcaster, sure. Go ahead and fire off Op, land, bottom, and a Blood Moon. Ooh, and we have the combo here. We're probably gonna get hit by more of this, so that kind of blows. Drop Polluted Delta, pass the turn. Opponent drops the Visions, and opponent passes back to us. Alright, let's use Opt. Another through the breach, don't need that. And we hit another Opt, which is why I saved this just in case. So we'll fire off Opt again, put this on the bottom. Vendilion Clique, sure. And dropping this Blood Moon will make our opponent's land problems a lot worse. Pass the turn back. And they concede, for good reason, because we would have crushed them, because Vendilion Clique followed by this and turn later once we pull a land. That's pretty good. Well, we kind of got lucky there. I mean, Blood Moon's really, really good against Grixis Death Shadow, but we'll see how the third one goes. Only change I want to make to the sideboard is that I want to put in 1 Spell Snare in exchange for 1 Dispel, because I think I overdid the Dispels last time, so let's go to game 3 like this. Opening hand, we have Blood Moon. Op is really good. Hopefully we don't lose Blood Moon, but we probably will. But we got Op, so we'll keep it anyway. And Inquisition, sure. And they take the Op instead of Blood Moon. I guess they must have another one of these. Yeah, that's pretty odd. Pass the turn back. Yep, there's the other one. Very well, Blood Moon. And a Spell Bomb. Back on our turn, we draw a land. Not really what we wanted. Pass the turn back. Opponent drops the Visions, fires off the Spell Bomb, and they finish things off with Tasigur. Okay. Pull an Emrakul. Not what we wanted. Pass the turn back. Opponent drops Snapcaster, so they're going to get back Thoughtseize, and in response, I think our best bet is just to Lightning Bolt him directly, and just hope we can pull like a Snapcaster or another Lightning Bolt, something just to whittle him down a little bit more. Yeah, because 1 Lightning Bolt can finish him. And there's Death Shadow. Well, the good news is we have Cryptic, so we could tap out our opponent's creatures. So we will attempt it. Opponent drops the Thought Scour. Oh no. Oh, we did it. No, no way. Oh, a little bit too aggressive on that life loss. Holy crap, that was close. Wow. That was some pretty good luck, but I'm pretty satisfied with this deck. I'm liking it. You know, the version of Emrakul through the breach before, I was not a huge fan of, but with Opt, I feel like it just makes it a little bit extra smooth. Like, less combo-y because you lose the Visions, but it has a really nice feel to it. But let's not stop there. Let's continue, see how the rest of them go. Opening hand has too many lands, so we're gonna mull. Oh boy, this one's a bit late game heavy, but I guess we'll keep it. Land on bottom. Would be nice to have it on top, but only 1 early game playable card, and ooh, looks like we're gonna need it. Well, I think we gotta Lightning Bolt this guy. I suppose we'll wait to do it on our opponent's turn though, see if they want to equip anything. Yep. Ooh, to him? Oh boy, which one do we hit? I guess the Signal Pest just to buy us some extra time, but that's pretty clever of him. Most people would have put that on that, I guess. And luckily we hit another Lightning Bolt, so drop an island for Spell Snare, keep this for Lightning Bolt, and pass the turn back. Opponent equips the Vault Scourge, swings in for 8, and before damage is dealt, we will Lightning Bolt the Scourge, full Scalding Tarn, pass the turn back. Opponent makes Blink Within a creature, equips it. We're gonna take 8, but luckily we're still at 18. That's a lot better than I thought we'd do. And opponent attempts to drop another one. We will, in response, use Spell Snare. Back on our turn, we hit a Spell Snare. Wish we would have hit a land though for Cryptic, and we need to get to 5 lands for this thing, so we just gotta buy some time. Opponent drops Master of Ethereum, equips the Blink Myth. Looks like we're gonna take 7. Back on our turn, we hit Opt, but it looks like it's not gonna be good enough. We'll go ahead and use Opt now. It is a land, but it's not gonna cut it. Bottom. Nope. We're going to game 2. Going on game 2, I'm gonna get rid of our 4 4 remands, 3 spell snares, and 1 cryptic command to put in 3 Anger of the Gods, 1 roast, 1 Vandablast, 2 ceremonious rejections, and 1 engineering explosives. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand looks pretty good, so we will keep it. Opponent drops Signal Pest. Do we bolt it or just save it for Anger of the Gods? I think we'll save it for Anger of the Gods. We'll fetch, grab a Steam Vents, and use Op. Ooh. I want to take it, but we really need to hit another mountain, so we'll put this on the bottom. That's not a mountain. Neither is that. Drop the Lighthouse, and we'll pass the turn back. Opponent drops a Spellskite, Memnite, and at the end of our opponent's turn, we will use Opt. That's not a mountain either, so we're going to bottom that. Not a mountain either. Shoot. Narg. What to do? I suppose we could Vandal Blast this, but that's not very satisfying. But I guess we got to take care of it sooner or later, so might as well do it now. Hit it here, and pass the turn back. Opponent drops Cranial Plating, and swings for 5, no blocks, no land, but we do have a board wipe. Alright, pass the turn back. Opponent drops a Memnite and Arcbound. I think our best play here is to try and kill Arcbound after attacks are declared, and that way hopefully we hit a land next turn to board wipe him. So we take 7, we'll go ahead, Lightning Bolt this dude. Only problem is that he could put a bunch of stuff on him to protect him, but I don't think that's the best move for him because then that means we can Snapcast back this. So yeah, better thing is to put it on him, but then if we get a board wipe, we can wipe his whole board. So pray for a land. There we go, land. Oh boy, I was getting a bit nervous there. Now, do we go with Anger of the Gods or do we go with Kozilek's Return? I think Anger of the Gods. Well, actually, I don't want to have to fetch for an untapped land and take 3. So I'll save it for Kozilek. Opponent drops Vault Scourge. Opponent swings in, and the good thing about this card here is that no one really expects it because it doesn't see that much modern play, so he will lose the Vault Scourge in addition to everything else, which could have been avoided if he saw it coming. Never mind, he saw it coming. Shit. Well, speaking of cards people don't really play, Spell Pierce doesn't see that much play in Modern. Oh boy, that was bad. Yeah, we got hit pretty hard on the lands. If we had board wipe a turn earlier, it would have been okay, but oh boy. I mean, we had a pretty good hand for the matchup. Like if we had board wiped him, his hand would have gone down to 1 or nothing. He would have gone in with these guys, we would have been able to hit them. So yeah, he got really lucky having this in there, but alright, can't win them all. Opening hand, oh man, I don't really know. I mean, we have Emrakul. I like the remands and this here. I guess we'll keep. It's a bit risky though. Start things off with Steam Vents untap in case they have some creatures. We can Lightning Bolt, and opponent passes back to us. We pull a Scalding Tarn, pass the turn back, and opponent has an Opt of their own. Cool. Goes through. Opponent drops a Tar Pit, and let's see. I figure we might as well go with the Lightning Bolt. That way we have some options for Snapcaster if we want to drop him in. Back on our turn, we draw another land, pass the turn back. Opponent drops another Opt, sure. Opponent passes back to us. We could drop in Snapcaster. It's a bit risky with this open though. Suppose we'll wait. Pull another land, pass the turn back to our opponent. Man, he's being pretty aggressive with the whole non-basic lands. I mean, given that we're just all islands here, and I mean, it looks like we're setting up for Blood Moon. Now, do we go ahead and try and drop in Snapcaster? I think we wait. Lightning Bolt, pass the turn back. Opponent Lightning Bolts us, sure. And opponent attempts Tasigur. We will attempt to remand. Remand is successful. And at the end of our opponent's turn, let's go with Vendilion Click. And opponent drops in Mana Leak, sure. 2 lands from our opponent. They probably have more counter. We'll go ahead, pass the turn back. Opponent tries to pass back to us. Let's go ahead, try and Lightning Bolt. And do we go with Snapcaster? Yeah, I think we go with Snapcaster just to put some pressure on him. Snapcaster hits, go with another Lightning Bolt, and hit our opponent once more. Ooh, and opponent responds with Kolaghan's Command. What do we discard? We could discard the Emrakul and get rid of our graveyard. Yeah, I guess so. Lightning Bolt puts him down to 5. Oh, we could try and finish him now. We could go with Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt hits. We'll go with Snapcaster. If he tries to counter, we can remand our Snapcaster. Ooh, our Snapcaster hits. See if we can finish him. Oh, not quite. Alright, opponent's at 2. And he fatal pushes our guy. He still has 4 cards in hand. One of them is Tasigur, but he keeps his lands untapped instead. We pull another remand. Pass the turn back. Opponent fetches down to 1. Opponent attempts to drop Tasigur. We will remand. Remand goes through, and we pull a Cryptic. Nice. Pass the turn back. Opponent drops Thought Scour. Passes back to us. We'll fetch. Hit it through the breach. Pass the turn back to our opponent. Opponent Lightning Bolts us. Sure. Thought Scour again. Opponent attempts Tasigur again. We will attempt to remand. Remand is successful. We hit a land. Pull another remand. Pass turn back. No place from our opponent. Okay. Another island. Pass turn back. Opponent passes back to us. We get Emrakul. Do we go for it? I think it might be a bit too risky. Let's wait for him to tap out. Opponent bolts us, and at the end of our turn, I think we go for it. If they try and counter the Through the Breach, we could remand it. I think that's our best bet. Let's do that. Drop Through the Breach. Opponent attempts to counter, it looks like. In response, we will remand our Through the Breach. Do they have more counter? Yes, they do. Shoot. We go to 5. Pull an Opt. Might as well fire it now. Land, don't need that. Bottom. Another Opt. Sure. Emrakul, don't need another one of that. Bottom. Gosh, the land. All right, pass the turn back. There's so many things we could draw to end this, but oh man, I guess we counter that. Yeah, because otherwise, Creeping Tar Pit. Oh boy, and we pull a Snapcaster. We don't have any lightning bolts. Do we attempt Snapcaster? I think we save it to get back Cryptic, because you could always block with Creeping Tar Pit. Sulfur Fall, sure. Pass the turn back. Could always use Snapcaster and Through the Breach as well. I think that might be a bit too ambitious though. Opponent attempts to drop Tasker. We will attempt to drop in Snapcaster to get back Cryptic. Cryptic, will they counter? And they counter our Cryptic with a Cryptic. Well then. Okay, Polluted Delta. Well, pass the turn back. Opponent fatal pushes, and if they turn their Creeping Tar Pit into a creature, we lose. Yep. Man, we were so close to getting that one. We could have drawn, oh my, look at all these lands, what the hell? I don't know. I mean, there's the Lightning Bolt. Yeah, alright, on to game 2. Going into game 2, I'm gonna get rid of 1 Kha'Zix Return, 1 Electrolyze, 3 Spell Snares, 1 Azet Charm, put in 3 Blood Moons, 3 Dispels, and with that, let's go to game 2. 1 land hand, gonna mull that. Not a whole lot better, but we will keep land on the bottom. We do have the combo in hand, but we'll pass turn back. Can't do anything. No plays from our opponent. Do hit a land. That's good. Opponent fetches. In response to their fetch, we will fetch, drop in Vendilion Click. It might be our best shot at taking a look at his hand, seeing what he's got without having to worry about counter stuff. Let's see. Colligan's Command. I think if we get rid of Colligan's Command, they'll buy us some time with Vendilion Click. I think that's our best shot. So we'll take Colligan's Command. Opponent drops Opt. We hit another lands for 1 land away from this. Just gotta catch him with all of his lands tapped. For now, let's swing him for 3. We could just win with Vendilion Click. Opponent gets hit for 3. No plays from our opponent. Alright, no plays from us either. Ooh, and a Blood Moon. Well, they do have 1 island, and I think Cryptic's more valuable to us, so we're not going to use Blood Moon just yet. We'll swing in for 3. Opponent goes to 11, pass the turn back. Opponent drops in Snapcaster to get back Opt. I think that's fine. I mean, we know they have Mana Leak in hand anyway, so it's not like we can really counter it. Opponent swings for 2, no blocks. And opponent passes back to us, sure. And another Vendilion Click, okay. Swing in for 3. Opponent goes to 8, pass the turn back. Opponent swings for 2. And no plays from our opponent still. Alright, well, swing in for 3. Opponent goes to 5, pass the turn back. Opponent swings in for 2. And I guess we'll go with Opt. I mean, Emrakul, put that on bottom. Pull a Remand. Do we want to drop in the Snapcaster trying to finish him off now? Guess we could. Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? He could Bolt or Vendilion. I mean, he could do it either way, though. Let's just drop in Snapcaster. And opponent counters, sure. We do hit our 5th land, but we know he has counter. And we could do some stuff. We can drop in Vendilion Click, but I think the best play here, let's fetch for a land, see if we can provoke our opponent. No. Alright, pass the turn back. Opponent swings for 2, and I'll attempt to drop in Vendilion. They counter. Let's go ahead and attempt to use Remand. They fetch. Come on, tap out. Yes. Yes. Oh, mission accomplished. All right. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Emrakul swinging for the win. We're going to game 3. Super satisfying. I mean, it felt like we had him locked down that whole game, but all right. It took a while to end it. But yeah, counter is pretty hard to deal with. But I guess it's a taste of our own medicine, so let's go to game 3. Going to game 3, the only change I want to make is I want to get rid of 1 Blood Moon, 1 Azet Charm, and put in 2 Spell Snares, because a lot of the counter stuff does cost 2, and probably should have kept these in for last game, so get rid of these 2 and go to game 3. Opening hand is balls. We will mull. Still balls. Mull it again. Oh man, what the hell? Alright, we'll keep it. Blood Moon, I mean, I guess we can go for it. Sure. Drop in Scalding Tarn, pass the turn back. No place from our opponent. They kept a 1 land hand? Alright. Okay, let's see. We could get the Blood Moon pretty easily. I am going to drop the Desolate Lighthouse just to get him to think that, like, we don't have Blood Moon, that we're getting all these, like, non-basics out. And if he's low on land, so we tempted to fetch for a Steam Vents. Oh, still no place from him. Well, let's go ahead, go for Blood Moon. It's going to make his life a lot harder. He is going to probably fetch for an island response, and he's not shut off completely, but it is going to make it a really, really hard time for him to win. Yep, pass the turn back. Draw another land, pass the turn back. Opponent Lightning Bolts us? Sure. Do we go with Vendilion Click? I think so. Let's just go. They could have a second Lightning Bolt in hand. Well, let's go with Vendilion Click, and then if they have something in hand, we'll take it. Let's see. Oh, they have Snapcaster, so they could get the Bolt back. They have a Bolt in hand as well. Oh, I guess we take... Oh, this is a tough one. We could just take the Bolt and hope they don't draw a land, but it's going to be 2 draws for them. Probably going to hit a land. I think it's better to not give them a card, actually. Let's just let them kill it. All right, sure. Opponent bolts, but they didn't draw a land, so that's what we wanted. Another Through the Breach, drop an island, pass the turn back. Opponent hits a land, so they could use Snapcaster Bolt. We pull an Opt. We'll save that. Opponent attempts Snapcaster. We will Spell Snare. Opponent pass back to us. Let's Opt. Remand. I think we'll put that on bottom. Hit a land. That's worse. Another land. Ouch. All right. Pass the turn back. Opponent drops another Snapcaster. Yeah. We might actually lose this one, even though he was stuck on 1 land. We did have a 5 card opening hand, so it wasn't that easy for us. We're hit by 2. Hit another land. Pass the turn back. Opponent drops Opt. We go to 9. Yet another land. This is pretty crazy. We have drawn just dog shit. Opponent opts again. We go to 7. Is it gonna be another land again? That is incredible. Whoa. Okay. Spectacular. We go to 5. That is just incredible. I don't know what's happening anymore. And we're gonna go to 3. So if they have a Snapcaster or a Bolt, they win. Which no, not yet. Well, we hit an opt. Might as well just fire it now. Lightning Bolt, I guess. And we can Bolt Snapcaster on their turn. Opponent Thought Scours. Opponent swings for 2, attempt to kill it. Oh, jeez. That was so pathetic. Oh my god, that was, I don't know what was happening. There's just lands, what's with all these lands? Oh man, alright. I mean, that's kind of the downside to Opt, is that you can't go as deep as Seaman Visions. So our card quality drawing was a little low there, but man, that's so disappointing. Or maybe we lost because they had Opt. Gotta think of it that way. Alright, well, on to the last one. Opening hand, we have the combo already. We have these guys for early game. I guess we keep. Opponent drops a Goblin Guide. Bell Snare on top. Now, do we drop the Steam Vents? You know, I'm not really too concerned about Goblin Guide hitting us because I'd rather try and get lands as opposed to killing it. So we'll drop the island for Opt and pass the turn back. Opponent drops another Goblin Guide. We hit a land. Do we hit another land? Yes. And opponent finishes up with the Rift Bolt suspended. We will use Opt. Lightning Bolt on top? Sure. Alright, 10 cards in hand. We'll have to discard, so we might as well Lightning Bolt one of them now. And we still have to discard, but whatever. Get rid of Through the Breach. Hit by Rift Bolt, go to 11. Drops a third Goblin Guide. Snapcaster Mage on top, no block. So with Snapcaster Mage, we could drop it in to get the Lightning Bolt back, so pass the turn back. Opponent bolts us. Opponent swings in, we'll drop in Snapcaster. We'll get back Lightning Bolt, but I imagine if he has Boros Charm, we're gonna lose right here. And with Steering Blades, we also lose. Alright, on to game 2. Going into game 2, I'm gonna get rid of 2 Cryptic Commands, 1 Spell Snare, 4 Remands, and put in 1 Engineering Explosives, 3 Dispels, 3 Anger the Gods, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand is Balls, let's mull. Still a bit Balls, but we will keep, at least we have Anger the Gods. Snapcaster, I guess we put it on top. Drop a Steam Vents, tap, pass the turn. We take 1 from Monastery, and pass the turn back. And opponent suspends 2 Rift Bolts. We will use Opt, bottom of the land. Electrolyze, not too bad. And then we'll just fetch for a tap Steam Vents. Back on our turn, I think the best thing to do is just use Electrolyze on Monastery Swiftspear now before he can do anything. So kill that thing. We draw an Azet Charm, pass the turn back. We'll take 6 from the Rift Bolts, Lava Spike, Boros Charm, and we'll go ahead and pass the turn back. Opponent pass back to us. We will use Opt, bottom this, draw Vendilion. I'm afraid if we drop Vendilion in now, though, maybe as like a Searing Blaze. I mean, now's the time. I mean, I think we just gotta go for it. If we don't do something now, I don't think we can win. Does he have the win? Boros Charm? Yep. Dang. Too good, too good. Well, we lost that one, and overall, we went 2-3 in the league. That's not too great, and honestly, I really don't think this deck is all that viable. I know it's done well in the past in some tournaments, but having to devote 8 of your cards for a combo that happens turn 5 just doesn't seem right. And that's assuming that they don't have something to counter it, or like Blessed Alliance that causes you to sacrifice Emrakul, or that they don't have too much life where swinging with Emrakul won't finish them off. You know, there's so many like what ifs, and I just don't think is that viable of a deck. I mean, it's a fun deck because everyone likes combo decks, or everyone likes to play combo decks because there's like that excitement when it actually comes off and it can come out of nowhere, but I just don't think it's that viable. As for Opt though, I think Opt did really well. I think Opt can replace Visions in a lot of decks, or at least the ones that operate at instant speed. So I was happy to see how Opt performed, but maybe there's better decks out there to test it with. Like maybe if we could have gone just like normal Blue Moon. I mean, we could have just gone Blue Moon, and instead of having 8 cards devoted to that combo, have 4 for Blood Moon and 4 for something like Piankir Nalaar and Batterskull or something like that, like an old school Blue Moon deck. But on the upside, I was really happy to see how Opt performed. I'm really excited to use it for other modern decks that use blue. But that's all for now. If you like this video and you want to see more modern videos, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. Just let me know that you want to see more videos like this, because I'm still not 100% sure what people want, because I get mixed messages in the comments and stuff. But I will follow the subscribers, I'll follow the likes, and I'll follow where the comments send me. So that's all, and I hope you have a great day.